G'day, guys. Well, guess what? You can see this.
Looking sharp, Dobbo.
Looking sharp, all right. Because
And what
you know
about your
what?
lunchbox that you brought in as well?
Mate, it's got a couple of little frothies, coffee over there. You know what you have to do? You need to punt with Ladbrokes to get more out of your footy multis. Now, I can only give you so much. So you go onto the Ladbrokes app, you make quick, smart picks with stats and insights from the last 5 games. It's all there on the Ladbrokes app. If you go looking, as you can see, a very, very easy thing to do at Ladbrokes. You track your multis in real time. It's all within the app. Jump on the Ladbrokes app today. I got to tell you, when I got on there, I was like, okay, how do you navigate this? And, you know, I'm not that bright with things, but it's so easy. It's so easy. So get on the Ladbrokes app today, punt with Ladbrokes and get more out of your footy multis. You might even get yourself some good gear. Hello and welcome once again to Inside Ball. Kev, we've got what I think the greatest ever female footballer to play the game of rugby league.
Well,
and you know what else?
We know.
And you know what else? From the nation's capital. 3 Ipswichians. Go you good thing. Go you good thing. Ali Brigginshaw, welcome to Inside Ball.
Hey boys, how are you?
Hey mate, how good's this? I mean, 3 Ipswich locals, the nation's capital.
We are in Ipswich, aren't we?
Yeah, well, that's it, mate. That's it. Go through the stats, Kev. Let's just go through Ali Brigginshaw's stats.
So far, and she's
still
ongoing.
playing. She's still a current player.
3-time premiership winner, captain of a club, state and country, 54 appearances for the Broncos, which is a record. You're the most capped Bronco.
Yeah.
100%. You're the most capped NRLW player too, aren't you?
Unbelievable.
Yep.
The face of the game. The face of the game.
13 games for Queensland and 24 tests for Australia.
Oh, my God.
Broncos Player of the Year 2019.
Of course.
Dally M medalist 2020.
My God.
Halfback and lock. It just keeps going. It just keeps going.
I mean, this is the GOAT. This is the GOAT. This is the greatest female rugby league player of all time on Inside Ball. And our first female guest. First female guest.
Well, Ali's about breaking history.
Yeah,
making history. She's done it all of her life, from a young girl playing against the boys. Yeah, how did it all start for you, Ali?
Yeah, that was it. Playing in Ipswich
for Norths.
For Norths, yeah. Played
Mighty
Ipswich,
Tigers.
yeah, and then just played only girl for many years, and then played against made Met West. Played against Daly. Chrissy Sandow, Jillaroos, those boys.
So hang on, you made rep. What was that? Like under 8s,
under 11s,
under 11s.
Met West at Redcliffe at Dolphins.
Wow. Seriously, were you the only girl?
Yeah, yeah. So it was crazy. Like I looked back at the the list of who was playing.
You must have been so good as a kid coming through. Like really.
Well, I played.
They're hard to make those teams.
I know.
I played hooker, so all I had to do was pass really well and tackle. And all I wanted to do was tackle. I didn't care about scoring tries.
Right.
So you grew up like Dad played. What's your family like? Have you got brothers and sisters?
Yeah. So Dad played obviously for East, and then my brother played. He played for Jets for a bit, but 3 ACLs didn't take him too much further.
Right.
But growing up, it was you and your brother playing against each other.
Backyard footy
I bet he used to
with
belt
the
the
neighbours.
crap out of
Everyone
you.
used to come over to our yard.
Yeah.
Just into it.
I used to just tackle the boys all day. That's all I wanted to do was tackle the boys, get detentions at school for tackling the boys. Wherever it was, I would just tackle
Red Rover?
everyone.
Rip it
Red
in.
Rover.
tackle
Everyone was
Boros,
scared.
Did you wear shoulder pads or not?
I wore shoulder pads my whole career until the later days.
So you make Met West, and I've talked to you about this before. What point was it that they say to you at that stage, and I'm so pleased we've changed, that, hey, you can't play football anymore. Like, you've got to stop.
Yeah, so I can't remember who it was, but I made the Met West team when I was 11.
Yeah.
So you should make it when you were 12.
Yeah.
But the guy picking the team said, we're not going to pick you because you've got no future in the NRL. You'll never play, and these young boys will play
Said
in the
that to your
NRL.
face.
Yeah.
Oh, how
I
easy.
think Mum and Dad had to cop a lot. Like, they would always be like, what, questioning. People would video me and say that their son was better, send it into the top board. So I think I've always just used that as motivation, as to be like, you told me I would never do it.
So, and that was where the game was at like it's so good where it's at.
It's horrible to think it was like that.
It was like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But you, in a lot of ways, so you make Met West till what, under 18s? When were you allowed to play rugby league again? When was there a girls' competition going on?
I played one carnival at high school, maybe like a gala day.
So what high school did you go to?
Bremer.
Did you go to Bremer?
Bremer State High.
I was a roughie at Bremer, as you can tell. So had one carnival, played touch for Australia and things like that in that time.
So you played a lot of touch as well. Is that where you get you develop your skills there, yeah?
Yep, just went straight to touch, played against Karina Brown. She was kind of my era. Played for Queensland, represented my country, and then, when I was 18, got the phone call. From Rob Bruff to just say, come and play footy, and I had no idea it was even happening. He called me on like the Monday. I was at training on the Wednesday, playing on the Saturday.
Wow.
For South, yeah.
And
I was mind blown. Like, it was Murph. Murph was in the team, and I always knew who she was from Ipswich.
Yeah.
Knew that she'd played touch for Australia, and she was a really big deal. And then when they said come and play on Wednesday, come to training Wednesday, I remember at Davies Park. And there was one light on. There was about maybe 6 or 7 people there. We were just running block shapes and all this. I wasn't doing too much, and then we played on the weekend against Logan Brothers. Yeah.
And that's
that
where
was it.
That kicked it off, eh?
Yeah.
So it progresses.
I just want one more question about you growing up. What's your favourite childhood memories growing up in Ippy with your family? Have you got some favourite memories that you can share with us?
Some of my favourite memories would be, I never got to watch Dad.
Right.
Because he retired before I was born when my brother was. So I remember going and watching A grade and sitting on the sideline.
Yeah.
And I could never play, but I could always play on the sideline, while the men's were playing.
Yeah.
But one thing I do remember, and I think they should bring it back, is playing barefoot.
Yeah.
I remember playing barefoot, school,
What about the bendies though in Ipswich?
That's what hard you up.
But I reckon there was less injuries from not wearing boots. You weren't getting stood on. You weren't rolling your ankle.
Feet getting trapped with the sprigs. Yeah, okay.
So I want to bring that back.
That was up to, I think it was up to 10 years old, wasn't it, Nippy?
Yeah.
And then
no boots.
11 and 12. Are they wearing? They're wearing boots all ages now.
Everybody wears boots now. What was Ali Brigginshaw's career going to be at 18, 19? Like, I'm interested. You're a professional athlete now and at the elite, and you've obviously got. But what when you're 18, what are you looking to do? Were you going to go to uni? Was it?
Oh, I definitely wasn't going to uni. I remember I did year 12 over 2 years because I wanted to play. I was a December baby, so I could stay a year longer.
Yeah.
Played touch for my country, and I just thought that would be it.
Yeah.
I'd just play touch for the rest of my life.
That doesn't pay very well, does it?
No, I was rendering with my brother at the time. So
is that right?
Mixing cement, just carrying the buckets to him.
Wow.
Absolutely loved it. Career driving. I just pretty much, most people that come to the games now, like if people see me, they go, I remember you used to deliver my parcels.
Is that right?
Through Ipswich. And I'd just run in, meet everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, meant like quite
that's how she knows the streets. You know, I've played touch football against Ali Brigginshaw.
Well,
in a competition.
She would have ran
in a
rings
competition. I've played, we have.
Did you try and take her out? Or
no, I got absolutely schooled.
Schooled.
I'll just give you a quick, Brigginshaw's put this hot crack team together for TRL, and I'm battling away there with Amity and a few old divorce lawyers. You can imagine what they like. Bloody hopeless. Anyway,
not too skillful.
Yeah, anyway, they come up there, they put 50 on us one night over at Ipswich. I'm like, mate, you don't play against Brigginshaw with that kind of form. So, Ipswich, you play for Australia in rugby league. Is that, or you got to play for your state in rugby league? And
Queensland first. Tell
Queensland
us about
first,
that experience.
Yeah. So
early days Queensland.
The early day, obviously I wanted to play for Queensland because at Norse they had Dad's picture up there and it had him in his Queensland jersey, and I just thought I want to be like that. I want to be like on the wall. And as a young girl, I remember I left at 12, and I didn't think that was ever going to be a possibility, but it sticks in my mind. Made Queensland, and at the first game I played was at Davies Park for Queensland.
Wow.
In an interstate challenge. So I know you said I played 13, but I think it's heaps more because I didn't really count those ones.
Right.
So, yeah.
How many people are there? How many people are at that one? We've seen record crowds now, but in all honesty, the women's game at that stage?
Maybe 50. Maybe. And that's just family members. It wasn't very many at all. I remember you just got presented your jersey on the day in the dressing sheds, or it might have been hanging up.
No camp before, no training pre?
No. Oh, we trained on a couple of weeknights at Centenary Rugby League, just near the jail there at Wacol, Yeah.
So what year is this, Ellie? You think?
2009.
2009.
2009.
You're kidding.
And you played for Australia that year as well?
Yeah.
Was the Australian team similar, just got together a little bit?
The Australian team had a little bit more behind it. You still had to pay to go. We played in New Zealand, and I remember, you've heard this before, but there was like just street lights lighting up the field.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really see one side of the field. You just got given your jersey. I remember I was like the back end of the team, so I was like a reserve. And it was like, this is the team, the reserves, you go room over there. We don't need you. We'll just call on you if we need to bring you in.
It was
like
very much like, they pick and stick whoever they it was hard. There was not a pathway there at the stage.
And Murph didn't play that year. A few things happened, coaching and stuff like that. So she didn't play that year. So
did you learn a lot off her, more than anyone else, do you think?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Like, when I was playing as a young girl, I had a female coach, Peter Green, formerly Peter Curtin. So she coached our Ipswich rep team, and she was working at Boys Grammar.
Right.
So I thought, like, how cool. I have a female coach, and it would be really tough back then to be a female coach. So I kind of looked up to her, and then Murph came on, and I kind of just watched her, and she was the best in the game, but, like, very, very humble.
Yeah.
I said, no, she wasn't a dickhead. She just...
Yeah, awesome.
No dickhead policies?
No.
And she worked really hard. She had to organise everyone. She had to get people to come and play. She had to organise uniforms. She just did everything for girls to play.
So she was not only a player, she was a team manager, coach, administrator.
Well, she was the police officer too, so she kept us all in line. There's a few stories about the nightclubs.
Can we get into them or not really?
Well, we always had a ride home.
Right.
We were always safe if we had Murph because we could get home.
Yeah, I love that.
Righto, 2011, you're off to Samoa. You played in Samoa.
Yeah.
How was that experience? Crazy.
Crazy. I remember going there and thinking, what are we doing here? Like, the field was terrible. And
was
had
it marked? Was it
wooden
marked
pickets.
properly?
No, it had wooden pickets as the sidelines. The corner post was like this big wooden picket. They had to hammer it in before the game, and I thought, if someone lands on that. And I played at the centres.
You start in the centres in your rep
started, well, I wanted to play 6, and then they're like, nah, you're not good enough. Go to the centres.
Wow.
That was the harsh reality of Graham Murray, he told me.
Oh, Graham Murray was your coach?
He was your coach.
Yeah, not good enough.
He would have been great, because he was, my memory of Graham, like good with the skills and all that sort of stuff, and the basics of the game.
And just really honest. Like, we'd always had coaches that kind of picked... bias kind of, I thought they were. And then he was just like, no, you can work hard, you can do this and work on this. And he kind of changed the whole game, and not many people realise.
Yeah. Righto. So
it brings that kind of stuff. I just, when you look at it, what it is now, right? And just quickly, like, do you go back to those Star Picket days and just go, like, I don't know how it even was like that. I know there's always got to be times where, the next generation, but like, it's almost embarrassing that we allowed that game. Were you frustrated at that stage before, or that was just the norm?
Well, because I was told I'd never play. It was kind of just exciting to be in Samoa playing for your country. But the conditions over there, I remember we got so sick because the water... They would just glue the lids on. So they're getting tap water, glue the lids on. So we all had gastro because we were drinking this. One of the girls broke her leg and she fell out the back of the Land Cruiser. So she's fallen out. She's walking on a broken leg. Like, it was just... But I kind of look at them and think they were special moments. Like, they're things I joke about with my friends and think about...
You bonded for life. You're bonded for life over those memories.
So the Samoan, when you went over there, what about your flights and accommodation? Was that paid for by then?
No, we had to pay for that.
You're still paying for that?
Yeah, but I think some of it was paid for, like food and stuff was looked after, but we still had to pay for a portion of it.
Right. And what you had to fundraise yourself for?
Yeah, I remember we used to just fundraise.
Dad had deep pockets, obviously.
Yeah, well, they paid for all my sport. That's pretty much why they worked, is to just pay for my sport. But, yeah, you had to pay like a couple of $1,000s to go over there. And then that's buying your boots, like you had to buy everything that you needed to do that. The jerseys, yeah.
Righto. 2013 World Cup. Tell us about that. Well, that was in England, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Paulie Dyer, coach? Is that
Graham Murray had come on board and then went through all his health stuff. Yeah. So he was back and forth. I remember he came in for that campaign because that's why they took us on for the 13 World Cup, because in the 2008 World Cup, Australia got punished.
Yeah.
And they reached out to Graham Murray and Paul Dyer and said, we coach the Jillaroos.
Yeah.
And they knew each other, so they called each other and said, let's do this.
Yep. So co-coaches, really.
Yeah, kind of like just...
Was there a big dog or a little dog? No.
Well, I think Graham Murray was, but then...
Rock tried to
muscle his way in there. Yeah.
But I remember he just gave us those 3 rules, and you all hear them, the manners, the uniform, and the being on time.
Yep.
And we're staying at Kingscliff at Salt there.
So that was your pre-camp before you went to...
Yeah. And he
England.
just kind of brought us in and said, I've never, watched chicks footy, but I'm just going to teach, coaches like rugby league players. And we all just looked at each other and said, finally. Like someone's just going to...
Who's this, Muzz?
Muzz.
Yeah.
He was very direct. He goes, I don't know, what chicks footy is about kind of thing. He said, but I'll just treat you like footballers. Yeah. And we all just took a big breath and it was just like, thank God someone is doing that.
Someone's respecting us finally.
Yeah. So then everything changed from then. Like
2013 was a pivotal.
Well, yeah, leading into that World Cup, a couple of years before. He went through all his stuff. Then he was coming back. Then he was going to come. He was literally coming to World Cup because he felt he was better, and then sadly we lost him.
Oh,
we were sick just before that. It's a sad story, but like the last text message he ever received was us winning the World Cup.
Oh.
And that's what he took us on for. He took us on to change the game.
Yeah.
And that was the
and
last.
That happened.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
So, yeah, I feel like, not that it all happened for a reason, but I just feel like, him receiving that. We flew home. We all went to the funeral. We put our jersey on there. Like, it was just... people probably don't speak enough about what he does and
what he did for the women's game.
Yeah. And his wife and Cara still come and watch, his daughter come and watch our games. Broncos are sitting there, Queensland, even though they're Blue supporters.
Yeah.
They're always at our games.
And tell us about the tour then. Was it better?
It was a good crew, wasn't it?
Oh, it was awesome.
Who'd you have? You had Mick Hancock, you had
Paul.
Rock and
Muzz.
Murray Stalley.
Murray was the team manager.
Murray Stalley's the manager.
Stall's the manager.
He's a good manager, Stell. I had him for the Clyde stuff.
Yeah, he's a professional manager.
Yeah, there's no one better than
Loves
Stell.
the clipboard, Stell.
Yeah. I love just that they just, everything was looked after for us. They made sure we could just
So
play
nice
footy.
hotels and training facilities.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, like the hotels aren't what we get today, but they were still
But that was is that the first time from Graham Murray then to the World Cup where you could think like, we can just be footballers. We don't have to worry about all the other things. It's all set for you.
Yep.
The buses, everything, training schedules, everything's done.
Yeah. Even the training going into it, like we actually had the right programs to not get injured. We had physio, so we weren't playing on busted legs. Everything
Strappers,
was,
trainers, all that stuff.
Like everything, so then we could just play footy. Whereas before that, we were going to get our ankle strap before training. We were going to get our own physio, paying for that. And then when we went to the World Cup and we were treated like that, it's no wonder we could perform and actually win the first ever World Cup.
Yeah, at Headingley. That's where great stadium, isn't it?
And I remember that game, like just the way it all panned out, and then the after party, just because it had been so long since we'd... Like, you think they got smashed in 2008. No one even really watched women's footy because New Zealand just pumped Australia. And then,
you guys win the World
from
Cup.
that, we won it, and we've won it ever since.
Yeah.
So, you win the World Cup. Do you notice things starting to change from an NRL perspective and that dream of could we...
Did they start... Was there
starting noise around, could we dare to dream there'd be an NRLW?
I don't know if the talk was around then, but I think like when you played for Australia, Queensland, that chat kind of was like, let's put them on a bigger stage. So it wasn't necessarily... The NRL chat came pretty much in 2017, just before it kicked off. There was 30 girls and they said, what's your dream? Write it up on the board. Wrote it up on the board, play for the Broncos, and then...
Andrew Johns endorsed you. I was at an All-Stars game where Andrew Johns came down on the sideline and he absolutely endorsed you as a footballer. Like, I've got to be honest with you. If you'd asked me about a lot of other women footballers at that stage, I'm like not that knowledgeable. But I remember Andrew Johns came down and he interviewed you and he talked about your passing game and everything. Like, can you remember that? Like, and that in a lot of ways, Ali, put you stratosphere in rugby league. Did you notice that change?
Yeah, well, I think it was just coming from male coaches that have been in the game, it was like, hey, they recognise that we can play footy. You know,
Yeah.
it's not chicks footy.
Yeah.
They started to recognise that, hey, it was the same footy.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of things were still behind back then.
Sure.
But it was just nice to be recognised. You know, when I first made the Australian team in 2009, I remember being ashamed to tell people I've played for my country.
Really?
Like I'd go to the pub, and, you know, out for dinner with the family, and people would say, "What did you do?" And I'd just be like, "I play footy." But like if you said you played footy for Australia, most of the time it'd be people laughing, going, "What? Chicks don't play footy." Like it was still about that, or like, "Oh, you're just overweight and you're doing this and you're drinking and it's not real footy." And I used to just be like, I'm not going to tell anyone. Like I would just not tell anyone. And then,
My God.
yeah. So waited for that to change. And in 2013, that's when we were like, hey, we can tell people. We just played some awesome footy. We're fit. We're athletes. And
Bloody oath.
so it kind of changed that way.
Now, it hasn't been all rosy for you. 2015, you broke your leg in was that playing footy?
Yeah. It seems extreme, but it was just a fib with a couple of plates and screws.
It's all right now, obviously.
Yeah. I've done a
Still
few more
going.
than that.
Because we've got to be careful here, Dobbo, because Ali's, she took up my tie. So
No, well, there's a boxing gym in Ipswich, and I walked in there, and I remember saying to the guy, Curtis, I said, you know, can't play footy at the moment. I broke my leg, and it was like 6 weeks ago. He swore, he was like, don't fucking look broken to me. He said, get over there and kick that bag.
whoa.
And I was like, no, like, look, you can see the scar, whatever. He goes, it's not broken. And then I just went over there and kicked it.
Oh, did it
And-
hurt?
No, it was fine.
Yeah.
But it was just like I needed that person
Someone
to be
to
really...
Really?
And then he goes, I'm going to throw you in the ring. You're going to have a corporate fight. And I was like, what? And then I'd always done team sports. So I was like, yeah.
How'd you go?
Yeah, I won.
Of course
I
you
lost
did.
a
Of
fight.
course
Was that
you
in
did.
Ippy?
Yeah.
Ippy Corporate.
Ippy,
Where
at the
are you,
Civic Centre.
Brigginshaw?
In the Civic Centre.
Yeah.
That's where
Mate, they play every concert. I've been to ballet that you punched
Yeah.
on there.
Had to weigh in. You had to lose a lot of weight to get in there. Yeah. And then
who'd you fight? Do you remember who you fought?
I don't know who I fought, but I remember, you know, when they have the boxes and they got the hoodies on and they're shadow boxing
yeah.
as they're walking in. And
She looked
I just
pretty
had
cool,
my
eh?
braids, my pants. I had to go and buy boxing shorts, shoes. I think I fought in joggers because I didn't have anything else. And yeah, went in there. And then I had some amateur fights after that.
Oh, so
I
you
really
went on with
enjoyed
it a bit?
Yeah. Because I thought I could do something. I could go to the Olympics for this. But then footy started to pick up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really do that.
So 2017, that's when it really kicked off.
Yeah.
World Cup here, Dobbo, in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a big one. So you win again, but the game is starting.
Player of the match. Didn't just win.
She-
Player of the
she
match.
was-
Was there a cash prize?
You
Was
won-
there any money in the game then?
Oh, we didn't have to pay for it then.
No.
Yeah.
So
And
That-
we were staying in pretty good hotels.
did you get a little wage, a little salary, or anything like
I
a daily
think we might have
allowance?
got $100 per DM. I'm pretty
Right.
sure, and it came in an envelope. They don't do that anymore.
No.
They were the
You probably
days.
still got yours, have you, at home?
No,
Eh?
I spent that pretty quickly. We'd all go to the shops on the day off, and then that's when they realised not to give the per DM anymore.
Go shopping,
Yeah.
buying clothes
Yeah.
and makeup and
We'd
all that
all
stuff.
just come back with bags full.
Well, the
100
boys
bucks per diem.
and the girls still do it now.
Yeah.
Have you seen their bloke shop and the
Oh,
women?
mate, they
Yeah.
love it,
And
mate.
that's-
They love it,
Yeah.
mate. These guys,
They
mate.
love it.
And the eyelashes and
they're
the fingernail.
influencers. They're influencers
Yeah,
now, mate.
they
Yeah. Let's get to NRLW.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Talk to us about when you were asked where was that, and when did you gain some idea that hang on, this is going to happen?
Well, we used to always get together. It wasn't the Australian team. It was kind of like the best in the country.
Yeah.
A top 30 squad. And they said, just write your dreams up there. And then we just started writing like 3-game Origin series, Broncos. Like we actually wrote our teams up there. And then I think I left there and Paul Dyer must have rung me and he said, you're going to play for the Broncos. They're going to do it. And they're going to do it in 2018. There's going to be 4 teams.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, what? He's like, you need to come in and see the place. So I remember going in with, like, told all the family, we're going into the Broncos. I think we're going to have a comp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that at the old training venue then when you went through
No,
it?
the new one
New
was
one.
there. It must have just been there.
It just been open because 18's when it opened in
opened
18.
Yeah.
So you
Must have
sign
just-
when they're opening in 18.
Yeah. I remember they had to get some shirts because they wanted to put us in women's shirts and they didn't have any. So they got these grey shirts, this polo, and just put a Broncos logo on it. It was like, here's your shirt because it just happened so quickly.
So you were the first. You were the first signing, and that was a big deal for the Broncos. The Broncos' first ever female signing
Captain.
was Ali Brigginshaw. How did they put it? Did they ask you how do you put a team together? Because there was no Parkways really at that stage.
But we had an upper hand because Rock had the 13 Jillaroos.
Yeah.
So he knew everyone.
He
that
hand
was
selected
best.
a few.
Yeah.
So he knew
that
who
lived
was
in
around.
Queensland.
Yeah.
And we all knew who he was. So we were like,
Of course.
It seemed easy. Brittany Brayley, she was from Brizzy. Like a few of us were just from around here.
Yeah.
Then we had some Gladstone and things like that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, we had the contacts to be able to build a strong squad, but we also had the old facility to be able to give us a facility because other clubs were training at schools and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas we kind of fell on luck with just the timing of it.
Because they put where you won all the comps from.
Yeah.
Now, were you given Alfie's locker?
Yeah.
Well, that must have been special.
Yeah. It's still, I'm kind of sad that we have our own lockers now because I remember just sitting there going, how the hell do I have Alan Langer's locker? Like I'm sitting where he sat. The gym was still old, so it still had the weights that you like.
These guys won comps from.
Yeah.
They won comps from that.
So we didn't want them to change it. We're like, just leave it as is. Like this is cool.
Yeah.
This is what we want.
What was in Alfie's locker? Was there much in there?
Nah, nothing in there.
But
Any
it's
tips or anything?
unbelievable that Brigginshaw's
Nothing.
sitting there. You're a 7. He's a 7. You're both from Ipswich. You know, like they won premierships. Those old lockers are over there are bloody special.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good facilities over there.
Yeah.
You know, I know
I
that
still love walking through that room and just have a look at the names and where everyone
is sit.
You know?
Yeah, well, they still got their lockers there, and I think for the young boys that are there now, like the academy, they're seeing those names, and I wanted to be like Dad, but Alan Langer was small and he played 7, and I was like, I was small at the time. I was like, I feel like I could be like that guy, and I love to chip and chase and do all those sorts of things. So
Let's get to 2018, Kev.
Yep.
Big year for the Broncos. Big year for Brigginshaw. And Queensland.
Certainly was. Let's talk to us about it, Ali. The first NRLW game. Can you remember? What's your memories from that one?
I think we played the Dragons at home.
At Suncorp?
Yeah, at Suncorp. I remember being very, very hot.
What about putting the Broncos jersey on and all that
I
sort
know,
of stuff?
and just running out. Like, I don't think many people were there because it was kind of new, but like everyone was also excited. Broncos fans are always very loyal. And I just remember running out thinking, it's still surreal that we did it.
Yeah.
Like, I think for everyone, it's still like, there's women's footy now.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of surreal and we won that game, which was good.
And you obviously won the grand final that year against the Roosters, 34-12. And you had a fan. Did you come back to Brisbane?
Yeah.
Lots of people in Brisbane?
It was crazy. And I know it's only small, but like going from having 50 people at an Origin to having hundreds of people at the Leagues Club, overflowing signatures. There was photos. I don't think I've ever signed so many signatures in my life. There's lots of people from the premiership days of the Broncos, and I remember we're getting on the bus, like we had like supporters, all the board members came to the grand final, and I was thinking, we're just playing footy, but the Broncos just did it best, I feel.
They made it important.
They knew what it was. They knew that we needed the support, and I really feel that we made the game.
I remember that grand final so well. I was working obviously for it, and then after that, it was a special time, and I just remember there was a lot of relief for you there, like because of how far you'd come, and there must have been a little bit of pressure because you were actually the face of the game. Like, there's a lot of people now that are like big names, but you were the face of the game, and the NRL were using you as the face of the game as well, which is awesome. But that comes with pressure as well and expectation.
Yeah. Well, I kind of felt a responsibility because, like, I'd played in the early days.
Yeah.
And then there was...
Without all the fanfare and all the heat and television.
But there was ladies like Murph who didn't ever get that opportunity. So I was like, we got to do this right. Otherwise, they'll take it away from us. And then, we're going backwards. So we had to make sure we were professional, even though we weren't being paid to be professional. We had to do things.
So did you get any financial reward from that first year, NRLW? Can you remember?
I think the top paid player might have been 6K, 6 to 8K.
Which was...
And the minimum was 2K. So some
Right.
girls moved to Sydney to play for 2K.
Wow.
But it was only maybe 4 weeks pre-season.
So no match payments?
No match payments.
Just a fee for
I think we got a bonus for winning.
the grand final.
Yeah.
It's still not enough money, though.
No,
Like, it's still
costing.
I know,
embarrassing.
but everyone had to start somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm sure the
exactly.
big money wasn't there when they first started. So
No.
that was better than having to pay to play.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just, when you don't have to pay to go to physio.
Yeah.
It's a big,
And you're a Bronco. Which
you're a
you'd-
Bronco,
You're a Bronco,
like-
which you'd always dreamed about. And so it grows. You guys, and I don't want to skip, you win 3 years and the game is growing. The game is growing. There's no question. Is there a moment in that time where you knew, hang on, we're on the right track? I look at it when that was, and my daughter asked to play, who I think she was 13 at the time. She's like, I want to play rugby league, and because of Ali Brigginshaw. Were you starting to see young girls at that stage? Because that's the benchmark and the gauge is when you start getting young girls wanting to be like you.
Yeah. Well, it went crazy. It went there was state carnivals, whereas all girls state carnivals. I played in state carnivals when it was just me and the boys.
Yeah.
Then there was a whole girls carnival. Then there was 15 state. Then there was Australian schoolgirls.
Yeah.
I was like, I never played a game of footy till I was 18 in that break, and they're playing for their country. So then everyone started to give girls more opportunities. So they're like, what are the boys doing here? Let's make the girls do it. What are they doing here? And it just evened itself out. And then when they, instead of calling us the Interstate Challenge, and they called us the State of Origin. I think that was the time where I was like, we've made it. I know the Broncos.
There was only one series game. Well, it's not a series. One game.
One game.
One
game per
game. But
year.
we were just like, it's called the State of Origin. We actually had a shield. Remember when we won the State of Origin in the Interstate Challenge before that? We'd won 18 years straight. No one even gave a shit, but 18 years is a very long time to keep winning.
That's pretty
and
dominant.
the trophy was like this big. I remember us holding it up going, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're staying in we stayed in a motel in Gympie for one of them on the side of the highway up there.
Yeah.
And the next day we woke up, we had to find our own brekkie, had to do all this and hold up this little trophy to getting a shield. It was, those
just forget,
moments.
don't you? You forget what you've been
I
through.
feel like it's really cool that I got to experience it.
Well, it's probably made you the person that you are, with your career now, having to go through all those, just kept getting slapped in the face, basically, weren't you? Back down, you're not good enough, girls' game. But you just you stayed at it, and to have a great career in the NRLW, it's still firing up, aren't you? Huh?
Yeah, well, I think that's why I don't.
Do you pass the message back through to the other girls?
Yeah,
is that?
Well, that's what I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
Especially at the top level at the Jillaroos is hey girls,
It
this
wasn't
is what
always
it was
like this. Yeah.
And I feel a very big responsibility to do that for those girls, for Murph and those girls that played, because if I'm not there, who's doing it? And Brad Donald did a fair bit of that as well. Making sure everyone knows what the Australian jersey means. It's not just something you pull on and get paid to do.
Yeah. 3 grand finals in a row for the Bronx.
Trophies are sitting there at Red Hill. They're there, mate. They're on the stands. That's pretty amazing that they're right next to all the other premiership. That's special.
Yeah. Well, that's something that not every club possibly does.
Yeah.
But we've got our photo up there. We've got the trophies next to the others. It's stuff where I'm like, we have our facility. Some teams still don't have that. They got to drive to gym. And I'm like, that is crazy. We've got it all there. We've got recovery. When Dave said the academy's over there as well, he said, I'll build you your own lockers. You'll have your own locker. You'll have your own space. Other clubs don't do that.
No. It's really important, that personal touch, isn't it, that you get your own locker and your own space. The training venues are really important, and I know the Broncos have always been good in that space. From when the men's team first started in 88, they had their own training facility, and all at the one venue as well, whereas some of the NRL men's teams back in the day, they would do their weights in this gym and then have to travel across the field. It's a big advantage.
And that's what they do. And like, I know people say Broncos money, but I think it's just in the forefront of their mind that in 2018 they weren't going to half do it.
No.
They were going all in. They probably lost a lot of money in those early days.
Oh,
but now they've laid the foundations to say we're one of the clubs that started this.
Well, they're the premier club. They're the premier club with the women's game. I know it's been lean, but like it's like they've definitely built a platform now and there's a pathway. There's development. It's everything. It's going. And Scotty Prince, we'll get to him in a minute. Done a great job the last few years.
He has done a great job. What about your 3 NRLW grand final? Have you got a favourite one? Obviously, the first one's pretty special.
They are all special. What I liked in them is most of them, I'm not going to sound cocky, but like were comfortable. So we got to actually enjoy the last, 10 or so minutes, just taking it all
being
in.
in that position, that is good.
And that's a rare thing in rugby league to have to feel like that. So it was nice to just look around the crowd and see signs for Broncos and those, and even the premiership rings. Like we never thought that was going to be a thing. And getting the ring, the first one's got like a W on it, and it's like, what is that? Like kind of thing, but. It's a premiership ring.
Yeah.
We were holding up mini trophies for years.
It's crazy.
Have you seen that latest ad with Paul Gallen and Millie? So
I know.
He's got his premiership ring on. And she said to him something like, I don't know, you only got the one or something. They flick onto her and she's got 3 premiership rings sitting there like that. And they look so good.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Because they were all at the Broncos. She was
at the Broncos.
Yeah, she was at the Broncos.
She was at the Broncos. Then she went to Newcastle. Then she's gone to bloody Roosters. And
2020, Dally M Player of the Year as well. I was at that. That was at. I took Ava to that. That was when COVID was on, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
Was that at Howard Smith's Walls?
Howard Smith
I was
Walls.
at that one as well. That was a good one.
Yeah,
but you remember the teams were separated.
Yeah, everyone.
It was all very weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was strange. Even when I don't know if that was that year. Well, that might have been 21. But whatever year I won it, I remember I got presented my Dally M at the club because we weren't allowed to go to the Dally M's. So I remember...
because of COVID, right.
I got presented mine and they have like the TVs and stuff there. But I was like, I never got that moment at the Dally M's.
Excuse me for asking, your rings and your medal and that, you still got them in a safe place, I'd imagine?
Yeah, safe place.
You're planning on winning?
I haven't put them back on. Like I do, the kids always get them out.
The kids would like them though, wouldn't they?
They love them.
Yeah.
They're pretty good toys to play with.
What about Kate? Does Kate think it's like? I mean, you don't do this without Kate at that stage. Your partner just unbelievable at that stage.
Yeah, well, I think because back then everything was so new, so you say yes to everything. So you're never home. You're like, this is all big excitement. But then I always say extremely lucky to be able to have them on the journey, and kids get to experience things that other kids don't get to experience.
And Kate was by your side the whole way. She was like, mate, just made sure. Like, my wife been supportive. Your wife been supportive. Your wife unbelievably supportive.
Well, when we first got together, she didn't know I played rugby league.
Is that right?
And then, that was early day, and then it's all happened. It happened from that year, 2018.
Was she a rugby league fan, though, or not?
No, not really. But I like that. And now I come home from training and every game of football's on. I'm like, I'm not saying anything, but this is a good thing. She watches every team. She loves it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps.
She give you some tips as well on your footy and...
Well, she always says I play well. Like, I'm very harsh on myself, but she's always like, you never give up. Like, you show so much effort.
Your partners always know. They know you're better than anyone. And not so much on the tactical side of the game.
They keep it honest.
Where you are mentally. Yeah. If you're down, they need to bring you up. And if you're up too high and getting a bit cocky, well, they need to bring you down.
Because obviously I'm not a professional athlete, but...
No, but same with your radio.
Mate, nobody tells me you were dreadful today. And but when it's right, she says, mate, that was a great show. But it helps. I reckon it helps if your wife loves rugby league. It makes it so much easier, and it make your job easier that she's a huge fan. Yeah,
like she loves. On the weekend, it was my daughter's netball grand final.
Yep.
So, but Kate was watching that because ours wasn't. It was the last game, and Kate drove to watch the last 10 minutes of my game, and I'm like, what other partner would do that? just for.
She's just committed, mate.
I know, and then it makes me feel really lucky. So.
Did you score a try or something in the last 10 or anything?
I can't get close to the try line. It's an ongoing joke. I'm on the nudie run for sure because I can't get close. I don't know whether the team are not passing me the ball on purpose.
They might have a little thing because how many tries do you score? The team is
Tamika's 18 tries
18
from 11 games, and she played half a game on the weekend.
So, lean years for the Broncos women's side. I'm not saying I reckon lost opportunities. I called a game against Newcastle. You should have won a prelim. You should have got to a grand final. I don't know when that was, a couple of years ago.
Yeah. But even last year.
Last year, I reckon
you're hot favourites too.
You should have won last year.
Yeah, we let that one go.
Scotty Prince has done a pretty bloody good job since he's been there, and with Rock, that whole program. Kev, you're a part of that. Getting those. They've been very, very good in the last few years.
Yeah, well, I think how they do it is Paul and Princey were kind of coaching together at a point, but now Paul's taken the head of football. But he helped Princey learn the coaching side of things. Because I think people just think, you've played 300 games, you'll know how to coach.
Yeah.
And it's that's not. So he's actually helped him. And now it's kind of like Princey's team. Princey's calling the shots and he's making the hard decisions, making the tough phone calls. And that's something that Paul had to kind of help him on. And, Mick's always there. He's got his little insights.
Mick Hancock.
Yeah, but, mate, this is the thing. You go back to 2009, is it 9 or 11 when you won the World Cup? Murray Stalley, Mick Hancock, Paul Dyer.
Yeah.
Go to 2025, throw in Scott Prince, Murray Stalley, Mick Hancock, Paul Dyer. It's very much... It's you've been with the journey with those blokes. They've been with you for a long time.
Oh, we got Gillo now.
Yeah, Matty Gillett.
Yeah. We had him on the
podcast. He loves it. He loves it.
But I just mean they just...
Is he a good coach?
He's very quiet. He needs to find his big voice.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have a big boy voice, but he does know his footy.
I've told everyone when he's speaking, everyone come in and just give him eye contact.
Right.
Because Princey can get really angry.
Yeah.
Really cranky, and Mick always brings one line. Cranky Mick comes very often, but Gillo's his cranky version's still the same as his nice version.
Yeah.
So I just tell everyone to come in a little bit closer.
but I look at the Broncos now, right? And just Tamika Blackwater, Romy, she's from Tully. There is it's not just you grow up here. There's girls who are coming from all across Queensland who are now becoming Broncos, and the wages are getting better. They're still not where they should be. But if you play rep football, it's equal pay now, which is quite amazing. You got a 3 Origin series now. It is growing. You must be able to feel that.
It will grow, and we're going to lose a few players, probably to the Warriors and things like that. But the thing is, when we go full time, we're going to have to go backwards because everyone's going to lose their jobs.
Yep.
So
Financially,
there's going to be a couple of years where we're going to be you've got to buy your time. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're kind of nervous about. But it's what we have to do to get to that next level.
So I just want to go back into 22 when the QRLW starts first time, isn't it? Was that 22 when
Intrust?
Yeah, Intrust.
Yeah.
Right, you play for the Tigers. You signed with the Tigers.
Yeah.
Now that must have been a special.
Like your dad.
Telling your dad. He must have. Did he cry?
Oh, he was very stoked because before that I was playing. I think Valleys was before that. Yeah. And he wasn't too happy about that because him and Wally
because
don't
they
see eye to
had
eye.
staunch rivals in the 80s.
So he still came. He never wore blue though. And South, he wasn't a fan of them. So East, I think it was a nice
homecoming
for him, and he got more excited to come to the games. But also around that time, I'd signed with Puma, and Dad's first ever boot sponsor was Puma.
Oh,
so there was
a
few things lining up where I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, how good. He would have been so proud, because your dad was such a great player for the Tigers. Premiership winner, 83, I think.
Yeah, 83 premiership winner.
Yeah.
He's kind of a big deal when we go down there. They roll the red carpet out for him, I say.
They love him.
They love him around there.
Does he put the Broncos colours on now? Because he never got the opportunity.
He'll wear a Broncos hat. Can't be maroon. Has to be black.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because maroon means other colours, doesn't it?
No, he's always been a Tigers man.
Right.
So he used to go for West Tigers as well. So I don't know if he goes for the men so much, but he will wear a Broncos hat.
I reckon you guys are obviously going to go into a prelim when we're doing this, you guys playing a prelim now because you've got a week off. But is this the best you've seen from the Brisbane Broncos women's side? Like this team, I mean, you guys are raging favourites. I know Roosters are there, but can you feel something? And you don't want to get to it. You're playing in a prelim.
Well, I think over the years there's always been these big cracks, and we're like, when they appear, it can be, we felt them. The last year we were 0-2 coming off against the Eagles to start. So to start the season so well this year, and I know people just say Tamika, but all those players are another year. Melee, Gale, those girls, Lauren Dam, those girls are another year. But just, I guess, on the weekend, halftime, one missed tackle. Like I know we dominated that game, but one missed tackle, that's a pretty
huge.
good feat.
Who was the poor?
It's probably me. I reckon it'll be circled on my report sheet today. Princey's very tough on me on my one-on-ones.
Yeah.
But
you've got to make your one-on-ones.
I know, but he never defended. He played on the wing and defended. So I don't know how this compares. When do I get to defend on the wing? This is my question.
Yeah. Well, I think you should go back in time with some stats and get some of Scott's stats and just slide them under his door.
But like, when are you a half that gets to defend on the wing? I need to know. I'm 35. Surely I get a bit of reprieve at some point.
Yeah. What does Ali Brigginshaw hope for the game? Like I hate the statesman, but you're the OG. Oh, so they come to you for a lot. Where do you want to see this game be?
Well, right now I worry about how people come to training because of what their days look like. So how their day's been at work, wherever they've been, because I need them at 100% when they get to training. But I don't know what they've done, what time they started work. Some of the girls 5 a.m., 6 a.m., finish at 3, arrive at Broncos at 3:30, go till 8:30.
Yeah.
So I want to see them train during the day and see how good we can be then. Our game's changed now, but imagine as a sport if you don't have to go to that job.
Yeah.
Like, I just think, you imagine working and then having to bring your best effort to train, even though you've had a really long shit day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I reckon we'll be even better.
Well, we've all seen the improvement in the women's game over the time, and you've been a big part of that. But did you ever think that you'd get to play in Vegas? Like,
No.
How good
I
was
was
that?
always going on that plane. That was crazy.
that was a real landmark event.
Oh,
for
it
the
was
women's
huge.
game.
I called that game.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
I know you smashed the Pommies, did you? Like, was it nearly 100 or what? Was it 100?
It was nearly 100.
There's a couple of bad things that happened about that game.
It was a mismatch, but just to get the women's game in the spotlight on that day, I think it's
Huge.
amazing for the game.
Yeah, well, the only problem was there was an injury. And it was like 70-0 at this stage. There's an injury. They stopped the game for 20 minutes while this poor girl got carted off in the meat wagon.
That was that was one of the biggest I've ever seen.
Yeah, and mate.
Well, the Pommies just went to the bar and filled up because they drank all the grog, didn't they?
They drank it out, yeah.
But what's it called? Like when all the teams were there and they highlighted all the teams in Vegas in that strip.
At Fremont Street.
Yeah.
That
At the
was
fan day.
absolutely crazy. Like, people knew who the Jillaroos were. Like, I know they don't want to take the game back there because they don't want that result. But if you saw how many fans were screaming for the Jillaroos,
100%.
Hundreds and hundreds
it was
of people,
unbelievable.
thousands of people there, knowing the team's names. Like, that's why we take it to the other side of the world, because people are talking about it. Not for the result. No one
they
really
should have
cares
taken
about
the New
result.
Zealand. It would have been nice if New Zealand had gone. That was my only thing. I know
I think they might have not replied to an email. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. There you go.
There's a reason why they weren't there.
Right, I got some questions for you, right? You've captained Queensland, Australia, and, of course, the Broncos. What does leadership mean to you on and off the field? How do you see yourself? What type of captain are you? You're obviously, by watching you're a doer, a bit like Alfie, more than. But do you like to talk to your players a lot as well about leadership and leading? And are you vocal?
I am vocal. Like, I like to talk a lot on the field. I don't dish so many sprays.
No, you're a calmer,
which
person.
is probably not a good thing. Like, I think I need to be a bit harsher.
Yeah.
But
so you're very tolerant of your players and peers.
Yeah, like, I'm kind of like not worried about their feelings. I want my team to be happy. So I'll do everything I possibly can to be happy. And this is the problem in the women's game. Princey goes, this is the one thing that's wrong with the women's game is you don't spray each other. No team I've been in, no one sprays each other.
Really?
Yep.
No, why? Because they're worried that they'll leave
Hurt
them
someone's feelings or-
Yeah, like I think it'll snowball into something bigger. Which it is a problem. So that's something that I probably need to work on and, with the people around me, make sure I get up them if they give me a shit pass.
So can you cop a spray from the coach or from someone?
Yeah, I can definitely
okay?
cop a spray from. I've copped many.
Have you?
From Princey.
I haven't seen you do too much wrong on the
No,
field.
I know. I reckon you're the
My missed
scapegoat.
tackles.
Oh, please. As I said, let's get a statue of Scott Prince.
He likes me to take the line on, and probably the last couple
Run.
of years I've probably lost that a little bit. I don't know what it is. But
Well, it's probably because you're an unselfish player and you like to give
I
everyone...
do pass a lot.
Yeah,
And
well,
he's
that's
like-
okay.
So
You
he
got a
wants
nice
me to
pass
run.
on you, right? Well, take his advice.
Yes.
Eh?
But my other thing is I want my player, you can be the best player in the game, but people should recognise you as the good person.
Yes.
Because when you finish, rugby league is only a part of you. But if everyone thinks you're a shit person, then it's not going to go a long way.
Righto. We spoke about the 2017 World Cup win. That was amazing. Why was it so special for you, the 2017 one?
I think just the way we were as a group, we went to the next level in what we could do. And the Kiwis did have a very strong team. And it's just something that every time we played the Kiwis, it was something. But the crowd started to come and it started to generate a bit of momentum, that 2017.
They're very physical, the Kiwis, so I imagine it'd be the same with
very, very physical.
Yeah.
And, there's a fair bit of bad blood between the two just over the times of playing each other.
Is there, really?
Yeah.
Like, gets a bit spiteful.
Oh, definitely. It's
Right.
very...
To what
very
extent
heated.
can you share a story?
Well,
or
the
two?
English are worse.
Right.
They've been the worst
Are they
I've ever
grubby?
played against. They're the grubbiest
What,
team I've
elbows
ever-
and knees and, like...
Yeah. I remember I first played England and two girls got sent off, one for stomping on the head of the other and one for another fight.
Right. This is
Yeah,
before it all got professional and...
Yeah, that was at the 2013 World Cup. Two of them got sent off.
And how do you deal with the pressure in big... You played a lot of big games, World Cup finals, grand finals.
I reckon that's your strong point. You can ice.
Yeah.
It looks like you don't feel it.
I'm very, very, very competitive. I will not lose a local touch game down the road.
I know that.
But I just
You've
think
been along there for that.
you train so hard. I just fight for every tackle, fight for every play. I obviously don't have the speed that some others do to create the big runaway try or something, but I feel like I can set something up. I'm very, I can get to a certain spot to call a play, and that's something that I learned from Murph very quickly, because as a young kid, you're like, what the hell are the spots on the field? Like, we didn't even know what spots on the field were, and defending numbers and things like that.
Yeah.
So that kind of all happened. So I feel like I've got a pretty good run of that.
You obviously love watching rugby league. Do you watch most of the NRLW games?
Oh, I would watch nearly every game.
Yeah.
I even watch the Super League. If I've got no NRL to watch, I watch the Super
Well, Bronx
League.
always your team.
Yeah.
So after, what do you think of the Canberra Bronx game?
Oh, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot believe, and I thought, I never bagged the referees or anything, but I just think that whole situation with Reece was handled really well, because Hudson Young went out to aggravate it.
Well, they now know that he didn't get charged, so he just got careless, so he's not going to miss a week, and Carrigan will miss a week.
But I just think that comes with being the best player, one of the best players in the game, that people come for you, and I just don't think it's right.
I think Reece
It's just the Bronco. Look at the Broncos,
Reece attracts that attention.
Yeah.
So he needs to be careful as well that he doesn't overstep the line to infuriate the opposition.
But I think Pommies always do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love it.
They love it. I don't see many, I don't see Paddy Carrigan going after their players. So.
All right. Come on.
Who's the best you've ever played against?
Oh, best player. Tamika, for her speed, no one sees the game like she does, and no one can.
Is she a student of the game too? She likes watching the footy all the time.
She's actually a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a bit crazy with footy like that. But I guess Izzy, she never goes away, and she's always on my edge. She just battles and battles and battles. So I've probably seen her as a young player
coming through,
and the stuff she can do in the gym, things like that.
Yeah. So there's been moments in your career where you've been criticised and hammered, basically. Is there a message you can send to the other young females and males that are playing the sport. How do you get through all those sort of setbacks with injuries and
the criticism? It comes as a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Have you got a message there for everyone?
Well, I did have it early on, so I think I'm quite used to it. I guess the trolls are never going to go away. I probably let them affect me this year when it came to Origin. Just sick of people telling me I'm too old and to just give it up. When I play the game because I love it, the game was taken away from me for so long. So why should I leave the game just because a troll's telling me to? And it kind of got in my head about, maybe it is time. And then I thought, nah, I'm still fit. I'm still training as well as I can. I'm not skipping trainings. I'm not doing anything like that. So
but I'm sure you'd have people in your inner circle that you trust and you can rely on to tell you, well, hang on a minute, maybe it is time. But that obviously hasn't happened. So back yourself.
I feel like I do. The body feels probably better than it ever has. So I think deep down how good you feel. I just don't think the trolls are ever going to go away.
I can't believe it. There's two ways of looking at it. The fact that the women's game and elite athletes are getting trolled by now, like that shows that to me says, you're there, because if they didn't care, they're not trolling these low lifes. You know what I mean? So like that's part of it's like, okay, well, they're coming at me, but and comments are just crap. But you're the elite, you're the brand of the game. So I mean, it's good. What about these next generation of young girls coming through?
What advice would you give to them? You played every level. Superstar of the game. What would your advice be to a young 14-year-old girl that's coming through?
Well, I think the thing I always say is you see a lot of young, talented girls come through, but not everyone wants to work hard. And that's something that I learnt, from Dad and coaches, was you got to be willing to work harder than the other and always want to be the best. I say to people, if you don't want to be the best player in this game, I don't know why you're playing the game.
Yep.
You should want to be the best halfback in the game. You should want to be, that player. So I see a lot of young girls now just think, getting a bit of money, don't need to train as hard.
Yes.
Where it's like, don't worry about the money.
They'll get found out though, won't they?
Yeah, they do get found out, but it's also sad for the game because then we lose them.
Yeah.
So I just think they've got to be willing to work hard. It's not going to come easy. Remembering that,
nothing does.
How far away do you think, like you mentioned before about training through the day, how far away do you think that is for the women's game?
2028 is the plan.
Right.
That's the plan.
Wow.
What
will Ali Brigginshaw?
And you want to be a trail?
What will Ali Brigginshaw?
You'll be coaching then, will you?
Yeah, hopefully.
Do you want to get into coaching?
I want to get into coaching.
Well, if you need an assistant, hello.
Yeah.
I'll come and work with you.
Come over.
Do you think there should be more women coaching in the NRLW and in the men's game?
When they're ready.
Yeah.
I always say, and this is a big thing that people have forgotten, is we just want the best coach.
Yeah, you don't care about the gender. No. You just want the best coach.
No, I do not care about I grew up with Dad being my coach my whole life, so I actually work better with males, if I'm actually honest. But I just think if you're good for the game and you understand your players, then you get it. Like Scott Princey has 2 daughters. He knows what it's like to bring up, young girls. So he knows what it's like. And most of us have females in our life when we know that, they might be a little bit different to coaching boys, but it's more just the empathy side of understanding them.
Righto. A couple to go here and then we're finished. What does life look like for you off the field? Now, I know you've got a lovely family in Ipswich.
Beautiful wife, great family.
Yeah, I think it's just, I feel really proud to be where I am. I love being from Ipswich. I love
the switch,
being around the kids. If I can get to any of the kids' school sport, get into their school, try and just be around as much as I can. And
so how old are the kids? What ages
11 and 9. Addison's 11, Alfie's 9. He plays footy at Norths.
Alfie's 50. What's Alfie's 60 there, isn't it?
59.
I know, people go, surely he's named after Alfie Langer, but he's not.
He's not. Oh, sorry, Alfie. Bad luck, mate.
But yeah, I feel like I try and give as much time as I can, but it is very hard.
Yeah, it's tough because you're juggling.
There will be a time, though, that, she's one of the big dogs in Ipswich, mate. You just see them around, and people like but it's a country town, Ipswich. Like
Well, you've got a street named after you. You've got a street named after you.
But everyone's so supportive.
Yeah.
Like everyone loves footy in Ipswich. They love talking about it. You see a Broncos shirt everywhere.
Mate, they toot down the street.
I got
mate.
people that know where I live, and I'm like, that's probably not a good go.
Nah.
The Broncos.
Yeah.
The neighbour's got the Broncos
Toot,
flag
toot.
out there today. Like, there's nowhere else you'd rather live.
No, I agree.
Now, if you weren't playing league, what would you be doing? You reckon?
Oh,
Would you be
probably touch, but maybe boxing.
Yeah,
I
right,
feel like I
professional
quite liked
career
it.
boxing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really challenging sport. Unless you've done it, I don't think anyone can ever
I've only
say.
done it outside a car park at a pub.
Oh.
I've never done it
Get in
professionally.
the ring.
No, thanks. No.
Let's not go there.
can't get
this
out.
is
You
about
actually
Ali. It's not
can't
about
get
you,
out.
Dobbo.
I'm not going back in the ring, mate.
Righto. Your favourite player to playing alongside? Have you got one that you want to mention or a couple?
Oh, favourite player. I'd say Julia Robinson's probably.
Oh, she's a good player.
She is the world's best human. She's very good at football.
Yeah.
She's
Elite.
and she's only. I do believe she's still only a raw product
Right.
of what.
She can actually.
She didn't grow
morph
up
into-
watching rugby league
No,
or
was she
anything.
was her background?
She was netball.
Netball, yeah.
So like, I feel like we've still got so much. Seeing her in the centres now.
Oh,
I'm
strong
seeing
carries.
what she can do.
Yeah.
And she just
physical.
gets so disappointed if she makes an error, and I love seeing that in people.
Righto. What about the toughest you've played against?
Oh, toughest I've played against. Sarah Togatuki goes there. Samoa Mataufa.
Samoa
There's a
Mataufa's done,
few,
yeah.
but God, she gets cut up every time she plays. Like she's got blood coming from everywhere every time you
Love
play
it.
her. But she's someone that you have to get out of the gym. Like you have to physically
Drag her out.
out.
Just loves the weights, eh?
She just loves it, and she'll just run 5K every morning, and it's like forwards don't do that.
No, she's not meant to anyway.
Yeah.
Best game you've ever played in?
Oh,
Grand
last
final.
World Cup.
World
The grand finals definitely.
No,
But
you got man of the match in one of the grand finals, didn't you? Two.
Not. I got for World Cup.
World
2
Cup.
player of the matches, and I just feel like playing for your country.
Greatest ever.
Yeah, and we 54-4, I think, won the final. Like it was just one of those games where I was like, "This is a cool
Everything
moment."
gelled.
But then the 3-game series, I remember Choppy Close said, "If you win this series, no one will ever have that 3-game series status of first ever." And I feel like that really sunk in for me that we won that first ever 3-game series.
That's huge.
Pre-game ritual that you never skip.
Pre-game ritual is it kind of.
Well, take us through.
It has alternated. It used to be a banana sugar sandwich,
Right.
like raw sugar, so it was crunchy. But now I always have a salad sandwich.
Salad sandwich.
Yeah.
What?
Like chicken, ham salad.
Couple of hours before kick. How long before kick off? Couple
Always
of hours.
have a sandwich.
What happened to the banana and sugar? I like that much more.
Well, because sometimes the
Too
banana,
much energy, was it?
No, well the banana was like, I don't know, wasn't sitting well with me. So then I was like, I need to mix it up. And then I tried the Mars bar.
Yeah.
But
No.
my dietitian was like, I don't want you eating a Mars bar before the game. But I was
No.
like, it gives you lots of energy.
But quick energy, it'll burn very quickly and then
so
it's gone.
the Mars bar's gone.
Yeah,
now.
I could.
I
I've
love
got
a Mars bar. I love a
I'm
Mars
not a
bar.
dietitian, but I can suggest that
I'm a Mars
Yeah.
bar.
that's no good for you. Righto, last one. Finish this sentence. Rugby league has taught me.
To be one of the strongest women. I guess all the stuff I've been through, I reckon I could face any challenge today in life and nothing could ever beat me. Purely because of what rugby league has been able to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, to do, but also you faced so much, haven't you? So is that your mental toughness and strength and the support of your family and friends that have got you through it, or you just like I think I'm really mentally tough, but
Yeah.
I think
She's
you are
next level, mate.
You are as well.
I feel like I am mentally tough, but I also am very emotional. Like I have those days where I'm not, but I'm also like, I remember that person said no. I remember they didn't give us this opportunity and this person took this away from us. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to prove you wrong. And I just constantly am like, I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong. And that's just my mentality of I'll prove anyone wrong. Like now, every game I play is another game that everyone said I couldn't play. So I'm like, I'll keep playing until...
She's the OG, mate.
Because people,
She's the
I
OG.
remember the motivation now. I ran out Origin 2, Game 2, terrible conditions. I ran over to the warm-up. You run over. I touched the other side, and this little Blues kid was sitting there and goes, Ali, you suck. At the
Oh.
top of his lungs, and I thought,
now I've
that's the
made
only
it.
motivation I need.
I've made it.
I've made it. This little kid knows my name, and he's telling me I suck.
Yeah.
And that's the motivation I need for the next couple of years.
Ali Brigginshaw, We love you.
Yeah.
You are seriously the OG, and we're so honoured to have you as our first female and one of our biggest guests on Inside Ball. Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
And get another premiership ring too.
I know,
Please.
could do with another one.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.